Another day, another throw. Welcome to your favorite region, the LEC, where regular season standings don't actually seem to matter. And G2 has once again managed to snatch up not only a spot in the season finals, but also at MSI. And we're only just starting the second week of playoff, during which we're going to be sending half of our remaining teams home. I'm Ginny, your host, and I'm joined with Finn and Jack. And you know what? It's great to know that the seeding doesn't actually matter.
Yeah, I mean, who would have thought? Who would have thought the teams that actually ranked higher actually lost? I mean, for me, the big surprise was that MCOY versus KC series. I really thought KC would come in strong in the upper bracket after the regular season.
I think we all did.
But kudos to MCOY. They came in prepared and they did it well.
I was really surprised about Fnatic G2. Maybe I got fooled.
He fell for
all
it.
this time. I don't know. But Fnatic looked so good and they had a great run. And G2 looked really weak. But then the actual matches happened, and
then G2 looks really strong, and Fnatic looks really weak. And it's like, you know, everybody and their mother fell for it this time. Yay, Fnatic can do it! Unfortunately for them, though, they're now in this lower bracket. Nothing too crazy for them, nothing too crazy for KC, but they are going to be going up against GiantX and Fnatic. So both of these teams also need to lock in.
They do, yeah. And I feel especially bad for Heretics, who actually just drew KC in their first lower seed game. That's a tough opponent, but maybe the lower seed has a buff here.
But also, like, the Heretics KC during regular season was, like, really close, so maybe...
Oh, it was a banger, yeah.
Right, so maybe they could replicate that, we'll get another banger. But it is actually, like, no secret, though, that this has been one of the most competitive and the closest splits that we've seen so far in the LEC in quite a while. Not just between teams, though, but also in between players. However, the votes are in, and the MVP LEC Spring split regular season is going to be...
Who we now watch setting up with a rend in hand. Razzle jumps in, but hiding back his eyes. He's still hitting Baron though, and Baron's hitting back. Upset getting reset off him, and I'm worried. I'm so worried that again, Upset will put everyone in tears. More than enough for the Renata. The re-engage though. From Fnatic, they're going to look for a little bit more. Ishtal's impact. Razzle going onto that one like Shy, having to flash away. Upset chases him down. And Vincent is next up. Bad by the breath of life. On the Drake, down to 3,000. The spike comes out, and you always want to secure it. Also, Takeover coming out as well. As the re-engage happens onto Maywin, but then Bob Blossom. Feathers flying, the roots come back. Upset pulls them through too. Jojo goes golden, but he's taken out where he stands. He comes back up. But there is no follow-up from the rest of the team. But a direct going out as they dive forward. Razzle looking for a little bit more. Oscar actually still has that order, but if he does want to dive in, and he finds the back line, he finds two.
The hunt is on.
Gets sent back, good shot back as well. All in, Upset jumps in, but doesn't get knocked up. Now fights away, Upset. KDA player no more. We're going here to stop Fnatic for now. Seals away the hostile takeover. Will pocket, but no one from Fnatic's going to get caught by it. Maywin jumps in and immediately assassinates Humanoid. One blossom as well. Onto Razzle, counter hostile takeover. Maywin falling lower. Upset begins to open up. Maywin's down, super nice forward. And Upset dies. Real back by the GA. Super trying to survive. He's got an angel of his own. It's Oscar, Upset, and Mickey still alive. Stands up, hold the play. Quickness good from Parrot. He's zoning, but he can't get near Upset. He just walks into an auto attack. He Ice up. Last shot from Ice doesn't work. Upset walks in. He's alive! He's alive! Upset with a triple. He's taking them all down.
Thank you so much, Ginny. I am standing here with the Spring Split MVP Upset, Elias Liv. I want to congratulate you first. Is this something that you expected, or does it come as a surprise?
I wouldn't say I expected it, but I'm definitely felt I had a very good split, and I'm very happy that I was able to get this award.
Yeah, this accolade of yours. Now you're a two-time MVP bot lane together with Mickey X.
True.
And I mean, you've always had a long career, and I really want to ask you, like, in the future, when your career is over, I hope in the far future, what is something that you would like to be remembered as a player?
Well, obviously this award means a lot to me, but I really want to be part of the best team and make sure that we can get a title for Fnatic and for all the fans and everyone that's supporting me and the team. So I would like to be remembered as a champion, but obviously this award has been a great honor, and I'm really grateful for all the support I've been getting from the fans and also from my team, that they have been facilitating me, that I'm able to shine like I have this split. And yeah.
That's amazing. And while we're at like I don't want to say post-career, but I remember when you promoted to the league in 2017 with Schalke 04 Academy. Is there any piece of advice that you want to give to that young man promoted back then regarding your career?
Just be in the moment and enjoy it. I think time goes by so fast, and I've been playing now for a really long time. And it's already been like 8 years or 7 years or something crazy like that. So just really take it step by step, enjoy what you're doing, and do it with love. Yeah.
Yeah. And thank you so much for that insight. And you're talking about the fans before. Is there anything that you would like to say to the fans?
Yeah, I mean, we are kind of very good at bringing up the hopes and then crashing. So sorry, first of all. It's not easy for us too, I would say. We are working very hard to make you guys proud, but just don't have too much hope and just celebrate when it happens. I would say that's my advice until proven otherwise.
Thank you so much, Upset. We're going to send it back to the desk for more analysis.
Thank you, Finn, for the Finterview, and congratulations to Upset for winning the MVP of the regular split here for Spring. I mean, it is very well deserved. It's one of the players that has had such a glow up this time around, and it felt like, you know, he's meshing so well with Mickey, and it just feels like a continuous win condition for Fnatic, and that's something that GX is going to have to deal with.
Yeah, but GX, no slouches themselves. While Upset, I'm incredibly happy with him this split. He's gone from, you know, KDA player to carry player completely, and just been really 1v9. I think GX, their strongest assets has been their bot lane. Jun has looked absolutely amazing in pretty much all of their games, and I think Noah has been a little bit more hit or miss. I just feel like the way Jun facilitates the fights, the openings that he finds with especially the Nico, I think has been such a key pick for him, and all the engages that he's been setting up with his team has just been so pivotal.
Yeah, I mean, I think Jun has been really, really good, and I think we always see this player always being so good, but one of the players that had been a bit scrutinized previous split, and also in the beginning of this year, is Isma, and I think he had quite a nice glow up this season. I really, really, really enjoy how he plays the early game, and how proactive he is in trying to make really creative and resourceful plays with his laners, and I really, really, really enjoy how he kind of developed into this GX team atmosphere, and how they kind of adapted to him, so he can really play the game that he shines in.
I think that's a big one, right? It's this Jun and Isma, how they've been working together, setting up. It's kind of like more, it felt like in the beginning, they were trying to make Isma adapt to them, but now they're more adapting to Isma, going for his plays, his invades, everything that he wants to do, and it's just making the team gel so much better.
Yeah, and that's also what we would want them to focus on this game round, because again, like the jungle pressure can translate into wins, and we've seen it done in the past, and if anything, like GX is on that hot streak, so they're feeling themselves.
I mean, definitely. I think GX, they can come in there and they can be proud of how they played the later half of Spring. But we got to also be realistic. This is Fnatic we're talking about. And while they have shown inconsistencies, they are the favorites. I
do agree with you, but I also think it's interesting we talk about the two strengths being bot lane. But there's top lane, which was the biggest weakness for Fnatic last week. I mean, Oscar, my man. I mean, it was a tough series for him. It was very, very tough. And Lot has just looked better and better. He had a great winter, then a bit of a slow start to Spring. But I think if there's some place you want to attack as GiantX, it's top lane.
And I just want to also say that, okay, sure, he had a tough series, but it was against Broken Blade. Probably one of our top 2 top laners right now we have in the league. And I really, really, really think Oscar is still on that upper half of top laners we have in the league. So even though he had a tough game against Broken Blade, I really, really, really still expect him to come in against Lot, who has shown improvements, I will say, but I still expect Oscar to be the better top laner today.
Yeah, and also when it comes to Fnatic, they now have had that experience of playing a best of 5, you know, fearless draft. They were on the stage, they're back into the swing of things. And they really need to lock in. But GX on the other side of things, they were able to watch that series. They had the whole week to prepare as well. They were like, oh, okay, we're going to be going up against Fnatic. And I think for them, like coming into here, they have some key points that they really need to focus on to make sure that they can actually take Fnatic to Game 5 and maybe even cause the upset, send them home.
Yeah, for sure. I think if I'm GiantX and I was watching that Fnatic G2 series, I really think you just look at top lane and you think, how can we send resources up there? How can we put Oscar behind? How can we use Isma and Jun as resources to punish Oscar? Because I think punishing Upset, punishing Humanoid, it can happen, but it's much harder.
Yeah, and I also really want to side Jun on the engage, as we said time and time again. When he plays Rel, there's just something magic in the air. He keeps finding these really big engages, and alongside that, really making sure Isma has the tools in the early game. I think we simplified it a little bit down there to see, but I really think these are the three main takeaways for me. That's how GX can beat Fnatic.
Win condition, pressure bot, let Isma do his thing, and let Jun do his thing. So I feel like if anything,
Kill Oscar.
Kill Oscar.
In-game.
Whoa, do you guys have like a personal vendetta at this point? Like, what is going on? But the thing is, like, you are going up against Fnatic, right? And they are the favorites here. And they are no strangers to being in this lower bracket. Feels like under pressure, they sometimes do perform pretty well.
Yeah, and now I'm going to show you now, as I bring up the graphic here behind me, I'm going to make a little magic trick and pull off a staff here out of my jacket. And I'm going to explain to you how Fnatic constantly make lower bracket runs. They always go through the lower brackets, and they always find themselves going really far, either to the finals or semifinals. And sure, we criticize Fnatic for being a team that kind of chokes under pressure, but they always make it to those pressure situations. They always make it really far, and they are a top team in our league, and I think that deserves a lot of respect, not only for our organization, but also the players who constantly have driven them this far.
But also from the side of GX, you're going to come into this and you're like, okay, we're going up against Fnatic. Yes, they looked a little bit iffy last week and they had a really strong regular split, but you still need to lock in.
Yeah, and you got to try to match that pace that Fnatic had versus G2, because those are some bloody games. If you're just coming into this series not willing to go to the distance and actually just fight them every single time, they're going to get stomped.
But you know what I'm really excited about is the mid lane matchup as well. So earlier today, I had the chance to chat with both Humanoid and Jackies ahead of their game to see what they had to say about today's match in our Marriott Bonvoy pregame check-in with Ginny.
Thank you, Ginny. I'm standing here with Jackies and Humanoid against their game against each other, which is going to be really fun. I'm looking forward to the mid lane matchup. But you guys are also, you coined yourself best friends. Would you agree?
The bestest, yeah.
Number one, don't tell it to Karzi.
Okay, that's good to know. But going up against each other then on the Rift, on the server, is there a chance that it's going to be a little bit personal, or will you just tune out and try and win?
I will be very emotional if I have to beat this guy, which unfortunately I'm going to have to do, but I might even, like, there might be tears on my face after the victory.
Aww.
After the victory?
Yeah.
There's not going to be a victory for you. But yes, same for me, right? If there's going to be a solo kill or a tempo play, I'm going for the solo kill. And then maybe I'll lose the game, but after the game I can say I solo killed him. Right? And there's a more valuable one, so that's it for me. Yeah.
Maybe in a solo lane, like on the side lane, you know, you got...
I kind of died there a lot, but...
Yeah, that's like the Jackie special.
That's, yeah.
I never do so. I don't.
That's just a lie, I think. I think he's lying.
Do you think?
It's my whole brand. Safe on silence.
For people around the Humanoid on side?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, true.
So you're not going to catch him on the side lane then, I guess, in that case?
No.
But what if you win? Would you cry?
But I mean, I think so. I think
Yeah?
I'll go to him, hug and cry, honestly. I think that's like...
I think we will just both cry in each other's arms and yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be very emotional, yeah.
Oh, it sounds like it's going to be a very emotional game. But thanks, guys, I guess, ahead of your interview, whatever we're going to be looking forward to. But both teams here are going to be on the chopping block. Can Fnatic actually bounce back after they lost to G2 and are knocked into the lower bracket? Or is GX going to continue their hot streak and get one step closer to their first international? Let's find out.
Let's find out.
Fnatic versus GiantX is a story that has been very unilateral so far. Strong, confident wins from Fnatic every single time. However, GiantX have managed in this split to bring Movistar Koi and Carmine Corp to a 3-game series. They beat G2 in LEC Roadshow in Spain and showed up in a way that really surprised me. This paves the way for a fascinating matchup.
Caps jumping in here, Q1 hitting the whip becomes lightning, upset the target, but look at the damage back on the Caps. Humanoid slides in, the Emperor of Divide, Caps goes in with perfect execution, but upset still has a flash to escape. The Bob is down, Caps follow suit, and Fnatic clean away G2.
There are two focal points for the series. On the Fnatic sides, we have Razor performing out of his mind lately, proving again and again how much he has grown in recent years, raising the team to new peaks and allowing everyone to shine. On GiantX side, we have Noah and John, the dynamic duo that, when supported properly, can crush their competition.
GiantX are the ones who stinging like a butterfly, looking like the bee. It's GX locking in playoffs, and since Madrid, this team has changed completely.
I was confident that Fnatic will win against G2 last week. However, some of the underlying issues that they've had for a while keep popping back up when they're under pressure. If GiantX can apply this pressure on Fnatic, it will make for a tense match where anyone could win.